coach, how does it feel to be here in Frisco about to play for a national championship?
Oh, it feels great. I know so much hard work, so much time has gone into this. Thinking back about 13 months ago was when we lost to North Dakota State in that second round game in overtime. Our group's been very deliberate about its approach this whole calendar year, I suppose, of 24 that's now turned into 25, and really earned this opportunity. So excited for our players, our staff, our fan base to be back in Frisco.
You mentioned the loss last year in overtime. How does that impact the magnitude of this game, knowing you get a shot at redemption?
I think there's a piece to that. I think there's a relatability thought that we played them not too long ago. Obviously, we were right there with them going overtime. That game was in Bozeman, however. So this is a new team. I know they're a new team, but I do know there's a piece to it that I think we've always felt like North Dakota State was that and could be that final hurdle. So here we are with the 24 outfit of Bobcat football, trying to clear that hurdle.
Of course, the national championship is the hot topic this week. However, there was other big news, your contract extension. What does it mean to you to know you'll be in Bozeman for at least the next 4 years?
Well, it's awfully exciting. I think the support that we continue to get as a football program, in particular from President Cruzado as she finishes out what a fabulous run she's had, and Leanna Costello as well, for them to believe in our program, our staff, and continue to see our vision has been phenomenal. And I think for our players, I know, we've got such a tight bond with them as a staff. So I know they felt really good about this opportunity, and it's a great place to coach, not only the community to the way they support, but the community to live in. It's been fabulous for my family and I.
15-0 for the first time in program history. How does this team compare? What makes them different than the other teams you coached here at Montana State?
It's a more mature team. It's our fourth outfit since I took over. So, this group has entirely almost grown up with us as a staff. I guess our way of doing things. The resiliency of this group, the belief, the love this group has for one another, is as good as any team I've ever been around. And that's in addition to our talent, what has allowed us to, to be in every game, to win every game, and, live in every moment at the same time. So the task is to do that one more time, to be all about going 1-0 next, this coming Monday, I guess, and you do everything we can to finish it out the right way.
Seems like every day Tom DeMott wins a different award. How would you describe what he has meant to this program over his time in Bozeman?
Oh, I think those are thoughts that will be solidified over a long, long time. I think in the moment you just try to appreciate his constant evolution, how he's, continued to prove in every which way. He's a guy that's incredibly gifted, incredibly gifted student, and he's made the most of that 4.0 on financial engineering. And, as a football player, he's an incredibly gifted athlete, but he's our hardest worker at the same time. His leadership qualities are off the charts. So, he's a guy that has been given a lot, but he's taken all that and earned so much more. I think he's such a great example for not only our current players, our younger players, but a lot of young athletes growing up in the state of Montana. He's left a long legacy that will stand the test of time, that's for sure.
Heard chatter in different broadcasts that kid's going to have a trophy outside Bobcat Stadium one day. What do you think the likelihood of that happening is?
Well, there's a lot of history in our program, and I do think he's right up there. I think this game will, be his last, but like I said, his legacy will last forever. And what that means as far as Hall of Fames, light shoots and those type of things, retired numbers, I don't know, but he's going to be right up there with the greats in our program. That says a lot.
Looking ahead to Monday night's game, Cam Miller has 31 touchdowns, 4 interceptions this season. What is the key to getting after him and forcing him into bad decision-making?
Yeah, he's a really good quarterback, and he's had a really consistent year, and he's been their playmaker. That's what you expect out of a 4-year starter like Cam. So we got to be able to disrupt him with our pass rush as much as possible. Ideally, maybe throwing a few curveballs as far as coverage. I think our coverage has been really competitive down the stretch here, out on the edge. We got to be able to continue to do that. They got really good receivers, and Cam's a very accurate passer. So, I suppose know that he's going to complete some balls, and we got to tackle it. And it's every opportunity we get to him, we got to take him to the ground. So it's a tall task for our defense. He's a really good, quarterback. He's going to make some plays, but ultimately we got to make more.
You mentioned they're good receivers. Bryce Lance, of course, one of them. 3 touchdowns in that semifinal win over South Dakota State. How do you contain him?
Well, it goes along the same line, and we gotta cover him. We gotta be physical. We gotta play the ball in the air. He's a big receiver that runs well, that has great body control. So it's not that he's gonna catch a few balls, but we can't allow them to be the big plays. I think that's a big thing. They barely big play heavy with him in particular, the passing game. So get to Cam Miller's part of it. Hopefully coverage-wise, we can get 2 to Bryce Lance at times. And then we are singled up. Those guys got to be up to the task.
What challenges do the Bison present defensively?
They play with incredible efforts. I think they continue to improve. And I think defensively, they won that game against South Dakota State in semifinal more than anything else with their efforts, with their pursuit. They got really, really good players up front, and that's where it starts from them. So we got to block them. We got to be able to force them to defend the whole field, both the width, I guess, and the depth. And, we got to be very efficient and really good on first down in particular. If we can make those third downs as easy as possible, as short as possible, I should say, then we got a good shot. If they're getting us off schedule, we're going to have to really lean on Tommy to make plays. And Tommy will make his fair share of plays, but it's got to be about the whole crew doing their job.
24 seniors on your roster. What would it mean to you to send them off as national champs?
Oh, I think it'd be, I don't know, it's emotional. And it's the first time you got me there a little bit. I think it'd mean the world. I know, this group, as a head coach, it's not the first group of seniors I've coached, but it's the first group that, their years of eligibility been under our staff. And you've seen these kids grow up and the amount of success they've had, but some of the heartbreak too, and to cap it off this way and, think back to this time last year, and it seems like a long time ago, but they've been really methodical about their process, and they've been the ones driving that. They're as unselfish group as I've ever been around, and they've lived that every day. So to see this journey end the way it's supposed to, that'd be novel to me.